Welcome back to another Witsup weekly grind. Before we get stuck in, I need to make sure that you can listen. Oh, sorry, you can listen. Make sure you're listening, but I want to make sure that you can hear me a-okay. I'm testing out a few new things today. We've got actually quite a few new things happening today, and I need to make sure that it's all working out just right for our friendly viewers out there. So can you please just leave me a comment, let me know if you can hear me a-okay. Very, very soon I'm going to be welcoming Laura Siddall, which sounds weird saying Laura Siddall because I never call her that. Her name is Sid. And I think her name is Sid to all of you guys out there as well. Nadine and Kate have just said all A-OK. Thank you very much for letting me know. Jordan has just said, sound is good, but hard to hear over the Super Bowl, which sounds like a challenge. I can talk loud. I'm amongst the loudest, and I'm sure Sid will give it a good crack as well. I'm pretty sure she might be watching the Super Bowl, but we'll find out soon enough. We've got lots to talk about today. I've just spent the last week up at the Road Nats, the national time trial, crits and road racing in the cycling world. And that's been a bit of an eye-opener. Really interesting, but I spent all week driving up to Ballarat and back, which is about a 4-hour return trip. So that finished yesterday. So back in the office in front of the camera. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, particularly about Lauren Parker. So I'm going to talk about her, and we may even keep Sid on a little bit longer to talk about her because she's good mates with Lauren. But we're going to kickstart the show with a live version of Sid Slam, and I have got waiting in the wings. Sid is in the wings. Here she is, folks. I've got to unmute her first. Sid, welcome back to the Witsup Weekly Grind. My very first question for you is, are you a little bit nervous about going ahead with Sid Slam live?
I'm absolutely shitting it. I'm like having a hot flush, but that might be an age thing now. I'm like so nervous. The whole squad's next door. So we are watching the Super Bowl. This is the halftime entertainment, I'd like to say, but no, that's already happened. But yeah, I'm quite nervous for this.
Was that cheer for you or for the Super Bowl, do you think?
I don't know. I'm hoping that cheer was for the Super Bowl, but I'm not sure.
Oh, God. Sid, Nadine just said, hey, Sid.
Hey, Nadine. How's sunny Christchurch? I'm missing it this year.
Can everyone just let me know whether you can hear Sid okay as well? If you can just leave a comment, that would be fantastic. I'm currently getting messages from Brett saying that I'm already being too loud, but what are we going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. LB just said cheering for Laura.
Hey LB, I'm actually in her room. I think I've accosted the room for this.
Okay, Nadine has just said it's a pretty mint summer day today. It's perfect. You'd love it. Sorry to rub that in, I imagine. We're going to talk a little bit more with Sid, but before we do that, Matt Hanson's actually just said that this is so much better than the Super Bowl. So,
God. No pressure then. No pressure that I don't fuck this up.
They are all tuning in. Dee Dee is like, we can hear her, but she's just in the other room. Oh, I love it. So not only are you doing the Sid Slam live, but you're actually getting heckled from the next door, from the room next door. This is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Sid.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do the Sid Slam live on Witsup Weekly Grind?
Oh, I think so. It's going to be anyway, let's just go.
All right.
See what happens.
We're rolling the intro and you are going live in about 8 seconds, 2 minutes to recap all the racing and whatnot from around the globe. Sorry. Roll intro.
Okay. Witsup says slam line with no retakes. This could be a disaster, but let's go. Ellie Salthouse raced all of the West over Amelia Watkinson and Kylie Simpson in third. Salthouse had a lead out the water about 1 minute 45 over Watkinson. They both rode pretty identical bike splits, meaning Watkinson would have to make it up on the run, but a superior run to the line by Salthouse saw her return to the podium and the top step. Working hot run from Kylie Simpson in third with a 1:15. Nationals this weekend, which saw Sarah Gigante go back-to-back, defending and winning the 2021 time trial just ahead of Grace Brown. A dramatic finish to the crit race saw Nettie Edmondson take the title over youngster and up-and-coming Ruby Rose. Big shout-out to our favourite Matilda Reynolds, who wouldn't be forgiven for having a conniption as she was brought down at the final corner just 200 metres from the finish and now has a but still started the road race and was in one of the early breaks. In the road race, it was Sarah Roy, team at Bike Exchange, that had a solo breakaway to win by over a minute and take her first national title ahead of teammate and another second for Grace Brown. Lauren Parker took out the TT and the road race title in her paracycling, adding the green and gold jersey to her rainbow stripe swim triathlon, a sporting juxtaposition as she goes for gold in two sports in Tokyo. We also saw the return of the Z Pro Tri-Series, but with a bike format, an individual TT hill climb, a 6-7k run, and a crit race to finish the leg-snapping, lung-busting supercalifragilisticexpialidocious virtual race world. A return to racing saw Lucy Charles Barkley win over Meredith Kessler and Melanie Mora in third. I think that's it. What was it? How did I do? Oh, Super Bowl. It is Kansas City Chiefs 9, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 21 at the last count. Done.
You did it, and the crowd's still going wild.
I love how it's like the fake crowd, because at the Super Bowl they've got fake crowd there as well, noises, and they had fake like sound at the halftime show as well.
Oh, there's no crowd at all at the Super Bowl?
No, there is. They've actually, the crowd is first responders that have all been vaccinated, but actually when you look at the stadiums, there's a lot of cardboard cutouts as well, so people are all spaced apart, but they also have fake crowd noise for the game and for the halftime show. So I was like waiting for, I think it was Weekend who was the halftime show.
I was
waiting for him to like, throw the mic to the crowd and see if anyone responded.
Oh gosh, it's a very different world that we live in. Sid, you nailed it. I think you had about 15-20 seconds to go with the Sid Slam. You did pretty well. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I only practiced a few times yesterday, but I was still less takes than it normally takes.
Oh gosh, Jordan just said there's 20% or so, but they have fake crowds at the Super Bowl. Hey Sid, I wanted to quickly talk before I let you go back to watching the Super Bowl. I spent the week up at the Road Nats, and as you mentioned in Sid Slam, Lauren Parker was going for qualifications at the Olympics for the hand cycle in the TT and in the road race as well. Her goal was to qualify for Australia. Currently, they don't know where they stand because it's the Paralympics qualifications are so different in that this is just what I sort of learnt this week. Australia will only take a certain amount of para cyclists, but there's so many different divisions. So she pretty much has to prove that she will come home with a gold medal to be able to go. So that was her plan. Have you managed to catch up with her or speak to her lately, see how she's going?
Only briefly, but not since she raced, apart from like sending her some, good luck before the race and then congrats messages afterwards. And just admiring the gun show that she's putting on at the moment. Like, she is ripped and looking so strong, which is awesome to see. Yeah, it's super exciting. She's going for the two sports. I don't envy her in that qualification system. Not only in para triathlon is it sort of, I mean, I guess it's a little bit more clean cut to some extent in the categories, but with cycling, I mean, but Lauren, she's just she wants to go out and prove that she's better than anyone, and she's the best out there regardless of category and ability and that sort of thing. She's so driven and determined, and I think actually having her sights on going to Tokyo for two sports has just given her even more fire in her belly to be the very best she can be. And it's actually amazing to see her watch her like over the past few years from from that, 2018, no, 20, oh gosh, I can't even remember now. But those first few years, and now, like, just look at the athlete she is now in her sport, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. When I found out that she wanted to go to the Paralympics in 3 different events, I was just like, you're crazy, but if anyone can do it, it would be Lauren Parker, that's for sure.
That's the thing, she's crazy, but she like just brushes it off as it's like, yeah, it's just kind of what I'm going to do, and I'm going to win the gold. And like, it's amazing to see, the drive and then the training she's put in, and, and the team behind her, like a lot of shout outs to Brad, her best friend, and I know he spends a lot of hours training with her and pushing her, and I also know it's not all rosy for her. Like, what we see on the outside is not always what it's like for her. It's hard. So I just think with these goals and how she's going, it's going to be super exciting, and I really hope she does it.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll find out a little bit more in the coming weeks and months. There's some more, I guess, qualification process for her. It's just not as cut and dry, in terms of being the first person across the line. But I feel like that's pretty much all Olympics and Paralympics qualifications this year. Yeah. It's not.
I mean, didn't the World Triathlon, whatever they're called now, ITU, just announced that qualification for the Olympics isn't going to start till May now?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think I saw that this morning, came out. So, that just pushes things back, which, it's no real surprise. We're not sure what races are going to happen in the next few weeks and months anyway. So, but it makes it hard for the athletes. I mean, I guess you just have to, you carry on with Tokyo as a goal, and you just train your ass off, and you train for those races as and when they happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to go back to Sid Slam before I let you go. And unfortunately, some of it was cutting in and out. We need to work on the internet issues, but we managed to get most of it, I think. But I did hear supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and I thought you were shitting it beforehand. Why the hell would you throw a word like that in amongst the mix?
Well, so before Christmas, I put out on social media that if people had words that they wanted me to get into Sid Slam, and I picked 3 for that one that we just did. So you can go back and listen and see if you can pick the 3. I think I stumbled on most of them. I was going to say the word and then say the person who had had given me the word afterwards, but I then panicked today. Yeah. So, but I can tell it was Beth, Kate, and Nadine were the 3 people. So if they know who they are, and they can go back, and then they can find out which were the 3 words that I stumbled in there. And also, I'm hopeless at English, so I'm having to Google how do I use this word in a sentence? And I'm sure Jordan will tell me I still got it wrong.
Now I want to know what that one is. I mean, I assume supercalifragilistic was one of the words. Oh, yeah,
yes,
that's
it.
Yes.
Was one of the words. That's not in my general day-to-day vocabulary. I was trying to spell it out on my piece of paper, and I just put super ... left the rest.
Oh God, Nadine just said that was her word.
It was.
I love it. All right, Sid, well, I'm very aware that you have a Super Bowl to... what was the halftime entertainment, did you say?
Weekend?
Oh, the Weekend, yeah.
The TikTok dance that everyone did over the summer, which apparently that's the only reason I know how it was, who it was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Blinded by the Lights is the only song I know from them. But
okay. Yeah, I don't know. TikTok, I don't know, but I'm sure it's popped up everywhere. Sid, thank you so much for joining us. You did really well for your first live performance.
And can I say a shout out? I will say shout out to Dibs and the JD crew if they're still watching and they've not gone back to the game and they are sat in the next door room. But it's been we've been on camp for a week now, or just about to start our second week. So putting us through our paces.
I like it. Well, good to see you, Sid, and say hi to the crew. And we'll obviously, I'm actually going to be talking to you tomorrow. But yeah, we'll all speak to you soon.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Steph.
All right. See you, mate.
Bye.
All right, there you go. There you have it, folks. Sid Slam, and she absolutely nailed the Sid Slam live. That would have been tough. I'm just going to have a look. We created a poll to see what everyone else thought, but I can't actually bring it up on screen because it's not playing ball with me. Who is watching the Super Bowl at the moment? Let me know. Oh gosh, why can't I? Anyway, Sid Slam for the first time it was live. Kirsten Walker has just said, hi Steph and hi Sid. Hello Charlotte, hope you are doing well. Now folks, like I was saying, I was up at the Road Nationals and it was a really interesting insight into cycling and I guess women's cycling specifically. Some of the performance that I saw were phenomenal and there were two women who crashed in the crit on Friday night. And both of those women, and I'm sure there were more women, but these are two people who I knew, crashed in the crit, had done some real damage to their shoulder and ACL, and still lined up on Sunday at the road race as well. These women are phenomenal, and it just sort of cemented once again for me how important it is to provide a platform for women in sport. These stories need to be told. They're inspiring women. I was super impressed. And that road race was freaking hard. I was on a hybrid bike trying to get around to different spots to take photos, and I was absolutely shattered. They had to do 9 laps. I did half a lap and was cooked for the rest of the day. So a massive shout out to all the cyclists racing over the week up at the Road Nats in Ballarat and Buninyong. Okay, so now we're going to move back on over to our segment that we introduced last week. It is Ask Our Jess with the very lovely, very amusing Jess Learmonth. Here we go. This is pre-recorded, obviously, but we've got a few questions we're firing over to Jess Learmonth in our segment called Ask Our Jess.
Ask Our Jess.
This is from Somerville Kate on Instagram, and she wants to know, is it our gym or our gym? Regardless, can you show us all a tour of your pain cave?
Right. Is it our gym or... It's our gym, innit? As in gym. But yeah, of course, I keep meaning to, because I keep doing these little progress reports of it. And then, like to say, I'll update soon. And it's been ages. And it's fully finished pretty much. So yeah, I will promise you, Somerville, that I'll give you a tour at some point.
I believe this is quite a controversial topic. This is from LM Sid. Jam, then cream, or cream, then jam?
I go jam, then cream. But John goes the other way. I know, bit weird, isn't it? Because I think you put the jam on and it's like you can't really spread jam on cream. Whereas you can spread cream on jam because it's thicker.
Yeah.
No brainer.
Yeah. Okay, next question. This is from Jordan Blanco. If you could participate in the Winter Olympics, which sport would you select?
Really boring, but cross-country skiing probably. Because I would be absolutely hideous at everything else. And it's an endurance race, it'd be alright, wouldn't it? I'd give that a whirl. Yeah, what about you?
Oh, I didn't know you were asking questions back to me.
Gotta be prepared. Steph, I told you this last time when we were talking. You said you were going to prepare yourself.
Some form of snowboarding.
Yeah, that's quite cool. Oh yeah, you're cooler than me. I'm geeking it out with this country.
Yeah. This is from justbig_age. It's an interesting handle.
Yes, yeah.
If you had to swap one sport out of try and swap for a different one, what would you choose?
The swim. Oh no, that's been a bit silly. Run. Yeah, swap out the run. Can't really be football. That would be really weird, wouldn't it? Swim, bike, and then play a game of football. I can't think.
Cross-country skiing.
Well, yeah. Yeah, go on then. But the swim wouldn't be right pretty, would it? Wherever we're cross-country skiing. Oh, God. We're freezing.
If you did cross-country skiing at the end, then the swim would just be on a frozen lake, and all you had to do is like run and slide on your belly all the way across and just see how far you could get.
So it'd be pretty much ice skating then, biking then.
Yeah. So apparently I'm talking too loud again because Brett just texted me from the bedroom. No, and he just said, now this is a chef. He just said jam, then cream.
Oh, really? Well, fact.
Decision made. Okay, Jess, that is it for another episode of Ask Our Jess. Everyone, if you are listening, make sure you send in questions either via email or take a look on Instagram when I pop it up each week. Thank you, Jess, for joining us. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks, gang. See ya. Ask Our Jess.
Oh, she is an absolute crack up. I love catching up with Jess. We are going to start wrapping things up, but I've got a question for you. If the question of the day is, you get home, you're 600 meters short from your 100K bike ride. Do you, and I think I know everyone's answer, but do you go around the block to make up that 600 meters to make sure that on your Garmin or whatever computer you use, you have hit 100K on the dot? Is 600 meters quite a big block? That would be a pretty big block, wouldn't it? Or you might have to go around the block quite a few times to catch up that 600 meters. But I want to know, do you make sure that you get a nice even number, particularly if it's 100K? Someone left a message earlier and his response was, hang on, let me just check, something about his Garmin not picking up in the water properly. Here we go, from Nick Mallet. Yes, I ride around the block, but what frustrates me most now is that I've sucked into being a tri-geek in the tech world. My Garmin misses laps in the pool, so that's his issue. I stand there and look at my watch yelling on the inside at my wrist. It was 3,000, you stupid watch, not 2,875. Then I swim the extra laps, oh my God, just so that his watch picks it up until it registers. You are nuts. We've just had a comment. Pete Coombe once stopped the clock at something like 99.9 kilometers in 2 hours 59. He posted it and the reactions were hilarious. Oh my gosh. It's so true though. I reckon the majority of athletes would make sure that they keep going so it's a nice round number. I love that. Pete Coombe would have been shamed for the 99.9 kilometers. Kate Somerville, pool Garmin, I'm the same. It must add up. So how many, all right, well, here's another question. How many people have a smartwatch computer that doesn't seem to record properly, especially when they're swimming? Because I've heard about this as well, that it happens to quite a few people. So does that happen to you when you're in the pool? It doesn't match up to what you've actually been doing. Or do you lose count because you're swimming too hard? Who knows? Let us know. I'm willing to bet that most people will always trying to round up. Lucia has said same here in the pool and Garmin. And is this specific to indoor pools or outdoor pools or both? I'm going to assume that indoor pools are a little bit harder to make sure that they stay on track. But I'm interested to get your thoughts. Actually, just speaking of that, couple of weeks ago, we saw that Form Smart Swim Goggles released that their goggles can track the amount of meters that you're swimming while you're in one of those swim spas. So I'm fascinated if anyone uses a swim spa. Do you use any Garmin's, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Polar, whatever you use? Do you use any of those while you're in one of those pools? Nick Mallett's just joined back in. He was the one that kickstarted all of this in the pool. I no longer do kick sets because the stupid thing only tracks my wrist moving outdoor. Interesting. Didn't know that. Lucia's just said outdoor 50 metres. Jordan has chimed in here. Let's get that one up on the screen. I get some extra 25 yards every now and again from fixing my cap, but my form goggles are perfect, essentially. Interesting. All right. Oh, I'm very interested about this. Please keep leaving me messages. I would like to know more. Catherine, 100% mine overcounts though. Oh, there you go. That's a win, especially when you've got to give that file to your coach. You'll be smashing it if it overcounts. Joe Coombe, agree. Jordan, form all the way. All right. Well, I'm going to test this theory as well. We've got a set here, a pair of those goggles here. We've got to give that a go and test it out as well. Although Brett's stolen my goggles, so I'm going to have to get those back. Lucia, I was just thinking about you, Joe Coombe, and form goggles. I can't make them prescription though. Oh, okay. See, that's another interesting thing. I wonder if that's something that's in the pipeline as well. If you can somehow down the track get prescription goggles. Very, very interesting. Someone from Witsup, it looks like maybe, I reckon Jordan has responded, but it's come up as Witsup. Garmin will add 25 to 75 yards, but form are always accurate, even for kick sets. Well, Nick, there you go. It sounds like you need to get yourself a pair of the Form Smart Swim goggles. This is not, I said this in our video a couple of weeks ago, this is not sponsored by them, but they seem to keep coming up in conversation. So anyway, check them out. Let us know what you think. But by the sounds of things, every single person out there always wants to make sure that they round up to a nice even number. Pete Coombe did chime in earlier. Joe threw him under the bus saying earlier that he once rode 99.9 kilometres and 2 hours and 59 minutes and intentionally posted that online to see what kind of shitstorm he could stir up. And it worked. So Pete has just said, I am not the majority of athletes. Look, Joe and Pete, why don't you just have a conversation with each other and not on the Witsup Weekly Grind? They just keep chatting to each other. It's fine. Back to Nick Mallet. I'm too cheap to buy new goggles. Completely fair enough. Lucia, I do make prescription goggles all the time, but they have to be flat. Mine are multifocal polarized goggles. Geez, that sounds intense. Can you wear... Here's a stupid question. Lucia, you might be able to answer. Can you wear... contact lenses underneath goggles, or do you need to have prescription goggles? I assume it's probably better, but I'm interested. Let me know. Can you wear contact lenses in your goggles and it be okay? There you go. Just a thought. Okay, folks, I'm going to start wrapping this up. A big shout out to Sid for her first Sid Slam live. She did very well. We need to work on the internet access. It just seems to break up a little bit, so apologies about that, but we will be posting the Sid Slam again later. A nice, clean, fresh one. Shout out once again to Jess Learmonth for our Ask Our Jess section. And if you've got any questions for Jess, either leave them here in the comments below or send me an email, just info@witsup.com. Or throughout the week, I will post something on Instagram, and you can jump on there and send us any questions. Let's just quickly go back through a few of these. Rhiannon, I'm blind and wear my contacts everywhere, under goggles included. Lucia said, as long as they don't leak. Jordan, I wear my daily contacts all the time, but technically you should toss them out afterwards. Oh, there you go. Lucia, it's not advisable to wear contact lenses in the water as you can get eye infections. Shit, well, there you go. There's a whole lot of things I've never thought about. But anyway, I like that people are chatting about it, and hopefully other people can help out with any kind of solutions if you're having any problems with goggles, contact lenses, or your Garmin not picking up the amount of swimming that you've done and ripping you off. Folks, thank you once again for joining us. Happy Super Bowl day if you're over in the States. Happy Monday if you're here in the Southern Hemisphere, and we will see you again on the Witsup Weekly Grind next Monday, 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. If you enjoy all the content that we produce on our many different platforms here at Witsup, please consider becoming a Witsup Patreon member. We'd really appreciate it. You can do it for as little as $5 a month, which is about a big coffee. It's a big coffee, but it's a coffee a month. We'd appreciate the support, and it allows us to continue to bring you inspiring stories about women within the sport and all of the other greatness that we provide you daily. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on the Witsup Weekly Grind. Now I have to find the end button, because I've moved everything around. Okay, bye.